If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way. This could mean losing girlfriends, wives, relatives, jobs, and maybe your mind. Go all the way. It could mean not eating for 3 or 4 days. It could mean freezing on a park bench. It could mean jail. It can mean derision, mockery, isolation. Isolation is the gift. All the others are a test of your endurance, or how much you really want to do it. And you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds, and it will be better than anything you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There's no other feeling like that. You'll be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. Do it. Do it. All the way. All the way. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is.
You cannot change the past. You can change what it is starting now and make sure that it gets changed in the future. But right now, what is the truth, and all you can do is accept that or reject it. You can't change the past.
Everyone's gonna hit adversity, okay? Everyone's gonna hit adversity. It's how you deal with that adversity, and the key word is you, not letting somebody else deal with that adversity. You have to deal with that adversity. And how you deal with it. Are you gonna fight through it, or are you gonna curl up and just roll over into the corner? It's gonna pretty much determine how the rest of your development from a mental standpoint is going to carry you.
You have to execute, that you have to perform, that you have to get the job done, especially when you don't feel like it. That's what I call test days.
This is a race that you run completely alone, and you're all by yourself.
I woke up one day and stopped making excuses. I woke up one day and stopped playing the blame game. I woke up one day and looked at the man in the mirror and was like, yo, bro, what are you doing? Wake up, it's showtime, let's go.
I will never quit, because if you quit, you're done. You may still be alive walking around on this earth. You're done. I will never quit. I will persevere, and I will thrive on adversity. My team expects me to be physically harder and mentally stronger than our opponents. I hold myself to that standard. I will be physically harder and mentally stronger than anything that comes against me, my family, my business, my brothers, my sisters, my team. I will be the one that is physically harder and mentally stronger, and I will work to maintain that position. You won't beat me. If knocked down, I will get back up every single time.
You can decide that you're gonna stand up to life. You can decide that I'm gonna live each day as if it were my last.
If you're going to try, go all the way. Otherwise, don't even start. If you're going to try, go all the way.
On the other side of that extreme place that I call suffering, call whatever you want, there's a whole nother world that people have not even examined. But you have to go to that extreme place to examine it. We want to stay here in this comfortable place. Once you're going to push yourself to that extreme place, it's like a whole nother universe. It's almost like you're an astronaut and you've examined something like up in outer space. No, it's always been there. But you have to be going through all the muck and all the to examine it. You realize, wow, God, through all this crap, there's a whole nother universe over here in my mind. Whole nother universe.
Maybe you should change a little bit. Maybe you need to understand that everything is not gonna always go the way you think it should go. If the world was so perfect, we wouldn't be in the position that we are in right now. But it is not the world's fault. It's the people that are living in it. And you, my friend, are a part of it. I am a part of it. And the decisions that we make, the way we think of ourselves, the way we think of our brothers and sisters, will be the true outcome of where we are as a people. So maybe all of these bad things that we are experiencing in our lives is because it must happen, but we are learning, believe me, we are learning, but we're growing. Maybe some people don't realize the importance of hardship. Maybe some people don't realize that it's okay to go through those hard times. That's what you're learning right now.
If you want freedom, there's going to be an element of risk. There's going to have to be sacrifices made. There's going to have to be late nights, extra hours, persistence, and most importantly, growth. If you don't become someone else, you will not be able to earn your freedom. The person you are right now might not be good enough for the life you want. If you really want it, you're going to have to become someone else.
What you become in the process is more important than the dream. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
Learn your weaknesses. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses. Whatever it is, it can have the same effect on everyone. Self-discipline starts with acknowledging your imperfections, regardless of how small they may be. People try to make their weaknesses disappear in order to project a strong person. This can be very ineffective when it is about self-discipline. This is a poor way to approach self-discipline. Acknowledge your faults. It is impossible to overcome them unless you do. Remove all temptations once you have admitted your weaknesses. Everybody has their weaknesses. This can include small things like a poor diet or a habit that can hinder productivity. If you are able to recognize your weaknesses, it is possible to make accommodations that will help reduce the temptations. One example is, if someone is trying to lose weight but knows that their weakness is eating chocolate after dinner every night, the temptation would be to not buy more chocolate. It would make it impossible for them to succumb to the temptation of eating chocolate, which could hinder their progress in getting fit. But they can still eat chocolate. This means they can now indulge in their favorite snacks once they have met a certain percentage of the goal. To be self-reliant, it is important that you reward yourself. Set the goals and create an implementation plan. For self-discipline to be maintained, one must have a clear view of the goals they are trying to achieve. You must also understand what success means for you. It's easy for someone to lose their way or get sidetracked if they don't know where their goal is or how to accomplish it. It is important to be clear and concise in your goals. Do not use goals such as "I want to be rich within the next 5 years." This goal is too general to have any sense. Instead, create a quantifiable goal. For example, I am going to save $20,000 this year. You can then create a plan that makes sense to you by setting a measurable goal. A person can save $2,000 each monthly for the remainder of the year to achieve their goal to save $20,000 by end of the year. They can also break these goals down to find ways to save money or increase their income in order to achieve the goal. Begin building your self-discipline. Self-discipline can be learned and is not something people are born with. Self-discipline, like all other skills that people want to learn, requires practice and repetition. The more you exercise your muscles, the stronger and bigger they will be. The process of making changes takes time. For example, to build muscles and expand them, it may take several weeks before you see the results. Training self-discipline takes a lot of focus and effort. As you become more disciplined, it becomes more difficult to use your willpower. Sometimes, people feel more able to resist temptations or decisions than they do to be able to handle other tasks. A good mindset will help you overcome this. A good mindset creates a buffer against how quickly your willpower gets drained. You will also be able to exert more willpower if it is done more often than if it were just started. A new habit is necessary to increase self-discipline. It can feel intimidating at first, especially when you're focusing on one goal at a time. You can avoid this overwhelming feeling by keeping it simple. Break down your big goal into smaller, manageable steps. Instead of trying for one large goal, or trying to change all your habits, try to focus on just one thing each day and develop your self-discipline. To get in better shape, you can exercise for 10 to 15 minutes every day. It is better to set smaller goals than trying to hit the gym for 2 hours every day. This can be overwhelming. Start small and gradually increase your gym visits by establishing a routine. Once that goal becomes a habit, Then you can focus on smaller goals and continue building words. Adjust your viewpoints regarding willpower. Most researchers believe that there's a limit to the amount of willpower that we can use, but their research showed that those who believed that there was no limit had higher willpower stocks. They will probably not exceed their limits if they believe they have a limit on their willpower. But if someone doesn't have a set amount of willpower, they are less likely that they will reach their goals. In determining how much willpower a person has, a person's inner perception of their willpower and self-control plays a significant role. This is because if a person believes they have a large amount of willpower and can believe in themselves, they are less likely that they will lose it. Change the way that you think about your willpower. Think of it as a source that could run out but which you can replenish through your beliefs. This mindset is much better than thinking that your willpower can run out. So be sparing with it.
It is one of the strange ironies of this strange life that those who work the hardest, who subject themselves to the strictest discipline, who give up certain pleasurable things in order to achieve a goal, are the happiest. When you see 20 or 30 people line up for a distance race in some meet, don't pity them, don't feel sorry for them. Better envy them instead. Or a person who has never tested their self-discipline over a long period of time. It's hard to believe that giving up pleasure can lead to immense happiness. Living your life the hard way makes it easier. People who voluntarily expose themselves to challenges are more capable of handling unforeseen hardships. Moreover, giving up certain pleasures, such as unhealthy food and sitting all day in front of the TV, can lead to immense improvements in one's well-being. Maintaining a healthy weight and beneficial nutritional habits doesn't just lead to physical improvements, it also affects self-esteem, reduces the risk for depression, and improves your body image. Giving up on pleasurable things, such as spending money without control, can also help you avoid crushing problems in the future. Today, it might be inconvenient that you can't spend your entire salary, but tomorrow your savings can save you from bankruptcy or pay for an urgent medical intervention. Lastly, self-discipline is in itself a manifestation of your higher being and is connected with nobler strivings. A human being, reduced to its primal form, has little ability for self-control. Operating in scarcity mode and left to its own devices, your primal brain will stuff your body until you won't be able to walk. It will make you cheat on your partner with every passing stranger. It will assume that every step outside the comfort zone is a danger, and so you'll never grow. Exerting self-control is working against the dominance of your primal brain. You forego primal urges in order to reach bigger and more important goals or to cultivate values that are important to you. You can live your life in a way that is congruent with who you are as a deeply complex human being, not a mere animal with the ability to reason. This leads to experiencing a wide variety of experiences that life has to offer. Many of them are immensely more gratifying than merely satisfying the most basic human needs. Don't wait for tomorrow to do something you can do today. Have you been pondering starting on a new goal but are still procrastinating on it? Come up with the easiest, simplest, and quickest action you can take today to initiate momentum. If you want to stop eating sugar, eliminate all chocolate bars from your house or choose one day a week during which you won't eat sugar in any form. Take it from there, step by step. If you want to start exercising on a regular basis, do 3 push-ups and 3 squats now or any other super quick exercise. Tomorrow, do 1 more repetition. Find a more suitable workout once you establish the basic habit of some exercise, even if it's just a few push-ups a day. If you want to start saving money, take just $1 out of your wallet and put it in a jar. Yes, it won't change anything today, but if you add $1 for the next 3 months, you'll have saved $100 and established a habit of saving. There's no excuse to not take any of those simple actions now and finally break the chain of procrastination. Don't overthink it. and don't obsess over the future. Take care of establishing a tiny habit today and take it from there.